Alright, what is up, you guys? Today I'll be going over trade recap from Friday, June 6th. And so basically, to begin, before market open, we can see we had a huge bull run over here with all these 5-minute candles. And so basically, I wait till the macro. And so we see that we swept all of this like buy side draw liquidity. We had this buy side, and then we had a buy side draw. That's kind of far, actually. Let me just scale out into like the 1 hour time frame. Alright, so I'm pretty sure it was this draw right here on liquidity. So basically, we swept all those draws on liquidity. And so obviously the next draw on liquidity was all the way up here. It was kind of far. We had this 4-hour imbalance. And so we sweep all that liquidity, we retrace into that imbalance. And so as for me, I want to see some sort of retrace into probably like equilibrium of this entire zone, right? So we can see we did that perfectly. Okay. Well, actually, we can keep that there. Okay. And so on NQ, the reason I took it on ES instead of NQ was because we basically were forming an SMT off of these highs right here. We had swept this high on NQ, but not, or on ES, but not on NQ. And we also had this hourly gap that we were respecting. And so we were respecting this gap, and on ES we had swept all this liquidity, and we were forming an SMT. That was just very clear that we were going to form some sort of selling pressure. And so we also had this gap down here, which we didn't tap, but at least we tapped equilibrium. And so basically, this was an aggressive entry. Alright, and so be right here. So basically what we did was we just waited for that break of structure. So off this candle close right here. So my entry should have been down here. I don't know what I did here, or maybe it was right here off of this. Yeah, we inversed this fair value gap, so it must have been down here. Or no, sorry, it was actually up here because we got the retrace and then we got the selling pressure. So the entry was right here. Okay. And stops were above these highs, and then eventually they were adjusted after we to like break even or above these highs right here after we reached a certain point. And then I took partials. I forgot where, somewhere within this range in this chop right here. I took a set of partials because I didn't really like this consolidation, and then I just left a runner. Honestly, I did not let my full position go down all the way to these lows. I did end up closing out my full position somewhere in here, but somewhere within these 5-minute gaps, I took partials or something like that. But in essence, we were just chopping up a bunch. We were within these gaps, and so I just decided to close out my full position at some point within this within this chop. But this just goes to show my like original take profit did end up getting hit with this crazy candle down, and so essentially this was just, I think, a good trading day. We could have held all the way down to these low resistance 5-minute lows, which is also equilibrium right here. This would have been a good final take profit, but again, that's just not what I ended up doing. It just goes to show, after we swept this liquidity, we formed an SMT. On NQ, we were retracing into the gap. On ES, we were sweeping all this liquidity. We take an aggressive entry because I'm expecting to see some sort of selling pressure, and then we take partials within that range, and then we also move our stops to break even to be risk free, because in these trades, right, if you're playing within these 5-minute gaps, you could very easily come into this gap and then take out the high again and then go lower. And so it's always good to have good risk management and move your stops to break even, and also take partials so you can secure some sort of profit, and then leave runners to where you expect price to go eventually. But yeah, that's just a little trade recap for you guys. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram. I post basically daily. And then just comment video ideas you guys want me to start posting and stuff. So yeah, just follow me on my journey and stuff. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.